Hi, in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to fill orders in Priority Matrix. Using different aspects of the system, you can manage and view multiple orders, multiple steps and multiple processes, and multiple teams. This way you can use Priority Matrix to better manage your orders, manage the steps in different processes, oversee team workloads, and correctly estimate your timeline. As you can see, I've created a project where I create an item for every single order. When the sales team receives an order, they put it here. Then, when the order goes into progress, it's moved to this quadrant. This way, I and my other team members can see exactly what the status of each order is. We can also add due dates, comments, etc. around each item. Say, however, that you want to be able to go even further. You want to know how long each order is going to take. You want to see which production team should be working on this order, etc. This is where a couple different features come in. One is nesting projects, a second is templates, and a third is user groups. I'm going to talk a little bit about nesting projects first. As we go through this order process, it's not always enough simply to see one item for this order. Priority Matrix has the ability to nest a small project within a larger project. What we'll find out here is we can look at this item, order 096023. You'll see that I have pasted a link to a smaller project right here. Functionally, what happens is that I can double-click, select Open Link, and it takes me to this smaller project. Here, for example, I can see all the different phases for this order process. I can also see that none of the phases have been complete. Or, say engineering was done, perhaps I might have marked this complete and I see that we're now in the phase of production. How I nested this project, once again, was by right-clicking, and I selected Get Link to this project. By clicking this button, I copied the link to my clipboard. I was able to go back to this item and paste the link in here. This allows me to jump from high level looking at all the orders to looking at the process for one of the orders. I also suggest nesting one more time. We have these different phases of this process. Finished engineering, now we have production, finishing, and installation. What we can do here is we can actually say, I want to look even further. I'm going to double click and we'll see that I nested the even smaller project. Here are all the steps for the production of a table. As the team goes through, they can mark things complete, so I can see if this is on schedule. We can see that this project and this process is a couple days in advance, so we're right on time. However, if this part of the process was behind, we would see that these circles would be red and overdue. So this allows you to look at the very high level, then it allows you to look at the process, but it also allows you to go even further. Now, this is the way that you can be able to look at the different aspects. When you look at these different processes, you can see that there are due dates. If we go to the Gantt chart, we can see how long it's going to take. We can open this up and we can see that this whole process is estimated to be finished around the 8th of September. If we go back to the matrix view, we can go even further. Once again, we can look at this Gantt chart. Open up each quadrant and see exactly where we are. I'm going to talk about this in a few minutes, but this is one way that you can see the workload for each of your groups. Now you might be wondering, I created this project and it's quite filled in. Do I have to create a project and redo this every time? The answer is no. Say in 2 weeks I receive another order for the same table. What I'm going to have is I'm going to have a new order number here, but I will create these processes, these process projects from templates. You can save a template by filling something in, then right-clicking and opting to save that project as a template. The increments of time and the due dates will be saved, and they will start from the start date of when you create the template. So I could save this. However, I've already saved and created this template, so I'm actually going to go to this circle with a plus sign. I'm going to select New Project from Template. As you can see, I've created Table Process Template, Order Number Template, and then the Table Production Template. I can pull this out, and I can say, you know what? This is actually due to start on September 15th. I'm going to create this process using the template. We see that the project is filling in and the due dates have changed. The same increments of time are there, it's just pulled out in the future. When we look at this Gantt chart, once again, we see the time is not ending in September 8th, it's moving out this way. So saving templates allows you to manage all these different slightly complicated processes and use it to more easily see how you can balance all these orders. Now the final thing to be aware of is that you want to be able to juggle different teams as well. We have the option to create user groups. As you can see, I have a couple different user groups. I have management. Here we can just see this whole project for orders. I have production. We've got 2 production templates. And we have more groups. The great thing about this is you could have 6 production teams. You could name them Production 1, Production 2, Production 3. You can look and see the workload for each of these production teams just by toggling back and forth. Or if you want a more advanced view, you can once again go to the Gantt chart and you can take a look at all the projects that this particular team has open. From the Gantt chart, we might see that this team is booked until the 3rd of September. This will help you be aware that you can't add a different project. So as an example, maybe you could go to a different production team and see that they only have 1 project, so they have room for more. As you can see, you can use user groups, you can see visibility and really understand what each team is working on. You can look at the due dates, and then as a manager, you can go through, look at a group that just shows all orders, and you can make sure that you're tracking every single process. As the manager, you're going to be very interested in every single aspect of this process. Whether we're talking about production, finishing, installation, all the different components like quality control, etc. This allows you to accurately look and see that perhaps you are not able to start a new project until the end of August. This allows you to tell your customer when the order will be filled rather than making promises that you can't keep. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Have a great rest of your day.